was involved in a crash. And the winner is, we'll save it for later, but we now know who gets top honors in the Deck the Desk contest. Those stories plus the days of the news this late night, Wednesday, December 17th, 2025.
The Bahamas tonight at 11. The Final Word starts now.
We thank you for being with us this late night. I'm Corbell Pye-Firm. To tonight's big story, police continue investigating the death of a male on Barren Road off Prince Charles Drive. This happened overnight. Police press liaison officer, Chief Superintendent Sharia King says officers initially thought they were responding to a traffic accident after someone reported it to the police control room. But after examining the body, the victim's wounds revealed that he had not been in an accident. King was unable to say whether the male who was found inside a red truck at the scene was the driver or the sole occupant in that vehicle.
When the body was examined, there appeared to be injuries to the upper body inconsistent with a traffic accident. Therefore, our officers are doing their preliminary investigation at this time and will continue their investigation to find out the true cause of death for this particular male. The male is in his late 40s, and we will use every resource that includes an autopsy to determine the cause of death. All I can say at this time was that the victim was in that vehicle. To whether or not he was the driver, the passenger, I cannot speak to that. We have to do a little bit more probing.
As authorities continue their investigations, NS News 2 will continue to follow this story. Police tonight also investigating a traffic accident on East Bay Street. This happened yesterday. It involved a prison escort vehicle carrying 7 male inmates and 2 female inmates. Police tell us that 2 police officers, both female inmates, and the driver of the other vehicle were injured and taken to the hospital for medical treatment. All inmates have been fully accounted for. Now, Deputy of the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services, Commissioner Bernadette Murray, says that the expansion of the correctional facility, which includes virtual courts, would assist in avoiding reoccurrences.
That will be timely because it will lend to what the community has been agitating against, not having that long convoy and noise going through the streets, and the fast pace of how the bus traveled through the street with the residents on it. So by having it here, it will make it much easier and safer.
Also heard at 11, a firm approach against the legal set for the island of Exuma. Officer in charge of the Department of Immigration on the island, Stanley Wilson, highlighting several challenges and concerns, from Bahamians frivolously applying for work permits for foreigners to migrants who, he says, are granted status to work on another island but are found to be working on Exuma. He says the department is working to address those and other issues.
Then we have some persons who present fraudulent information, fraudulent paperwork. For example, you may have someone who knows, again, they're trying to facilitate. They don't have work for persons, but we have persons bold enough to present us fraudulent contracts. That's crazy. You know, and when we find out that these contracts are not viable or they don't really exist, we refuse them. But what if we never find out? We have some, let's look ourselves in the mirror and let's be truthful. We have some unscrupulous ones among us.
This late night, vendors at the Potter Ski Dock have been operating on generator fumes for nearly a decade, but that could all soon change in a few months as key stakeholders like the Bahamas Power and Light, Ministry of Works, the Port, and the Department of Agriculture are all pooling their resources to bring more light and business to that area. We hear more tonight from our LaDon Davis.
With this, we would be able to put ice makers in our stalls. We'll be able to put coolers, freezers, beverage beverage refrigerators, and we'll be able to do more.
The plan to electrify Pardusky Dock represents a win-win for approximately 50 vendors now operating their businesses from generators. Work is expected to be completed by March of next year. It's a move President of Bahamas Pardusky Dock Association Ominique Bowe welcomes.
So far, most of the infrastructure has been in. They have to come in now and put the spiders down that run from the main circuit to the stalls, and I think it's 23 stalls that is going to be electrified. We'll be able to put cameras because, sometimes we have vagrancies go into the stalls and break into the stalls and stuff like that. But if we have cameras to monitor our businesses, we'd be able to cut down on the break-ins.
While only 23 of the 42 vendors here at the Pardusky Dock have signed up for electricity, Bowe remains hopeful that once the infrastructure has been completed, more vendors will come on board.
What we're doing to attract the others, we're trying to get them to put all of their infrastructure in place so that when they come to do the others, more of them would be able to get their electricity one time. What it is, with the 23, they have already put in their meter boxes. So they're ready to go. Owner of McKinsey's, Kenneth McKinsey, says his business is a popular hangout for Bahamians, especially on holidays, and for him, that means more strain on his pockets using generators. He hopes that by becoming a BPL business customer, his bill energy costs will be lower.
Maybe you a generator, it was like $60 to $70 a day just buying gas. If it's summertime, it was like maybe more, because it's hot, you use AC.
Once connected to BPL's electricity grid, vendors will be required to pay a monthly fee. While unsure of what that fee may be, Bowe says the electrification of Pardusky will officially take shape during the early quarter of next year. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDawn Davis.
LaDawn, thank you. Gerald Cash Primary School is seeing success with its reintegration program for special education students. While the school has a special education unit with approximately 22 students, it is continuing its reintegration program that sees some of those students placed into the classroom with the general population. District Superintendent for the Western New Providence Primary School area, Jermaine Butler, says students are placed based on their abilities.
Both teachers, the regular classroom teacher, the special ed teacher, and also the Ministry of Education determines that these children, the children that are in the special ed, can in fact coexist psychologically, mentally, emotionally, physically, because some of them, they move a lot. And also the workload that is going to be expected from them in the classroom, they can handle it without being stressed. And so many factors goes into that. It is not a simple process.
Let's talk Junkanoo now. With just over a week to go until the 2025 Boxing Day Junkanoo Parade, the Parade Management Committee, along with Junkanooers and police officers, are all busy working to ensure a smooth and timely performance on Bay. Committee Chairman Douglas Hanna says the public can expect a good show.
The police will be issuing their road closures, their no parking, and we asking the whole community as stakeholders in this. We're asking for the members of their corporation when the police says, listen, this road is closed, you can't go there. Please, not too much argument with the police, because then the groups with all of the large costumes cannot get through because other vehicles are blocking the road.
When we come back this 11 o'clock, the suspense ends. We now know who won Tack the Desk. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight at 11. That and the day's other stories when we come back.
There are some things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good count salad, Junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
It's a Holy Frosty Christmas, and Wendy's and Coke is bringing the chill. This year, when you upgrade any Wendy's combo to a large, you can instantly win big with the Upgrade and Win Christmas giveaway. We're talking travel gift cards, gadgets, holiday treats, and prizes that make your Holy Frosty Christmas shine. Just upgrade your favorite lunch combo, scan the QR code on your receipt to enter, and let the holiday magic begin. Enjoy great tasting food and win big this Christmas with Wendy's and Coca-Cola's Upgrade and Win. Rules and restrictions apply.
When I think of this family, the only word that comes to my mind is dysfunctional. Mama leading the bandwagon and throwing her money away. Doug ain't never got no money. And Daisy don't know what to do with hers. Join us at the Atlantis Theater on December 26th for Dynamite Daisy, The Valley and the Shadow of Death. 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. showings. $50 for general admission and $75 for VIP. You don't want to miss it.
Continuing with the Days of the News now this Wednesday night, as we all get ready to focus on the holidays and festivities that come with it, a reminder tonight that there are still many among us who need help.
There are so many Bahamians who only need a hand up.
Hand up, not a handout, says Social Services Minister, the Honorable Miles LaRota, is what many who are struggling need. Even he is frustrated by the number of Bahamians living at or near to the poverty line. He thinks the government is working rigorously to address this challenge, but concedes with strained resources, there's only so much that can be done. He appeals to society's moral compass.
Social Services is doing all as we can with regards to food assistance, shelter assistance. We're trying to increase our capacity. We've also been ably assisted by some NGOs and private citizens who's trying to lessen the burden.
And certainly NGOs, civic and corporate Bahamas have all stepped up to help. Donations come in, but in areas like housing assistance, and not just for domestic violence survivors, but just those struggling financially is a challenge, the minister says.
But we're seeing a need for shelter assistance, and all of it is not just due to people suffering domestic violence. You know, rental increases are for what we have, the working poor. And so we have to be sympathetic to those and to try to provide as much assistance for individuals to get them on their feet again, because it's not about just being benevolent. We want to create a Bahamas where people could thrive.
Well, the invitation said a simple luncheon, but this special gathering at Government House hosted by the Governor General, Her Excellency the Most Honorable Dame Cynthia Pratt, turned out to be anything but. It was a holiday treat for seniors that, as we hear tonight, may become a Government House tradition. The Governor General's invitation to these seniors to join her for this special holiday luncheon at Government House came from a special place. Dame Cynthia Pratt, now an octogenarian, is herself a precious pearl. And as she reminded her fellow seniors, occupying or even visiting this hallowed place for many of them once seemed like a long shot, if not entirely impossible.
I'm sitting here as head of a nation. Head of a nation. Isn't God a mighty God?
But this self-described barefeet girl from West Hill Street has made it to Mount Fitzwilliam, and having them here as her guest of honor is a story worth being told.
And that is why I will never stop telling my story, because that's the only way that God is going to get the glory. Because they see the end product. There was a beginning. And if you were to tell your stories, you know how many people you could influence?
This event, dubbed a celebration of love with our senior citizens, came about in no small part from the efforts of Gilgan Group of Companies CEO Elaine Pinder.
Why do you think an event like this is so important, and particularly at this time of the year?
Well, you know, our senior citizens, we stand on their shoulders. They came first. And it is such a privilege to host them because they're the ones, that's our rich legacy.
The singing, the performances, like from special guest, comedian Dynamite Daisy, and of course a Junkanoo rush out. Social Services Minister, the Honorable Miles LaRota, says shows how much the Governor General appreciates our seniors.
For the Governor General to invite the senior citizens, the precious pearls of our country, to have a Christmas dinner with her in a room that's reserved for world leaders or the political elite of this country or the elites of business or the judiciary. I think it goes a long way to showing the empathy that she have for the elderly in our country.
And plans are already in place to make this special occasion an annual holiday tradition. Christmas arrived a little early as the Salvation Army hosted its annual holiday luncheon, bringing warmth, music, and companionship to elders from across the island. For seniors stepping into the decorated hall, the day felt like a gift wrapped in community care. Laughter echoed as plates filled quickly and stories flowed, turning the room into a living album of Bahamian history. This year, the Salvation Army did not stand alone. The gathering was powered through partnerships with a number of corporate entities such as Higgs & Johnson, CIBC, and the Zonta Club, each helping to serve meals, package gifts, and share the spirit of the season. Divisional Commander of the Salvation Army, Rudolph Mayo, underscores the get-together as a moment to honor the elders who once carried the nation on their backs, painting a reminder that age doesn't dim the spirit of celebration.
And we pray that even throughout the Christmas, they will remain in peace. Peace in the family, praying for peace in the country, praying against crimes and violence, and praying for those who are on the street that don't have anybody to look after them, that God will make our way. Where there is life, there is hope, and Salvation Army is bringing that hope.
And now let's together unwrap this mystery as Christmas Day approaches a final challenge at one local office, making spirits bright and getting the full team rallied up for the holidays. Lloyd Allen tonight with Dak, the Desk, and the results.
So last week we were here at the Urban Renewal Office at the Edmund Smiley Bastian building for their 12 days of celebration, highlighting with the Desk initiative. Now, Stephen Dean is charge of the office here. Mr. Dean, it's an exciting initiative then and now, and today you have a winner.
Oh yeah, outstanding initiative. It's all done by the staff. No management was involved. It shows that when people feel good in the environment that they work in, some great things happening. So I really want to commend the staff for the outstanding job they did, and everything exceeded expectations. Everything exceeded expectations. And the talent base that we have on Urban Renewal, I wouldn't trade these staff for nobody else. And I think it's a wonderful initiative, and I want to commend the winners, but all of us are winners. All of them are winners. If I was a judge, I would give everybody a prize. But it went extremely well. We want to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone. We want to thank everybody who supported Urban Renewal over the years.
And of course, the office is a busy beehive today. Everyone getting food and celebrating Christmas cheer. But Danielle Hanna is walking away with the top prize as she created the gingerbread house with her desk decorations. Danielle, it's a great announcement today. How do you feel? And tell us about it.
I feel really good. It took a lot of time and patience and money that I put into this desk. And I just want to say congratulations to everybody that entered the competition. I can't wait until next year. You guys better come with your good game because I'm coming even harder next year. So yeah, it was really good.
And if you remember, come hard next year or find yourself on the naughty list. Yes. Reporting here from Urban Renewal for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
If your desk is stacked up, call us and we'll send Lloyd to you. Joel Knowles is ahead with a look at what's happening in sports.
New champions crowned at the Father Marshall Peters Basketball Classic. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
Have you heard about Janae's Chesapeake Road's 5 days of Christmas give back? Get up to 20% off your toys or bicycles, electronic ride-on cars, four-wheelers, and motor tricycle purchases. All electrical item sales are final. Bring in a current year Janae's back-to-school purchase receipt, valued more than $50 excluding VAT, and get an additional 10% off. Restrictions apply. And don't forget the Christmas decorations, balls, and ornaments. Janae's Chesapeake Road's 5 days of Christmas give back going on now. Extended store hours till 7 p.m. Hurry in and get more bang for your bucks.
Wait, what are you grabbing all these pizzas, boy?
Wait, Marcos, wait. We have a special on all the large one-topping pizzas, wait.
Pineapple.
All.
Barbecue.
All. Hey, VAT included, boy.
I need the $10 special plate.
How many would you like?
20 in it. Thank you so much, man. $10, that's it? The Marcos got that deal, boy.
Angie, turns out I'm allergic to the Australian veggie spread.
Ooh, thankfully CG will cover you anywhere in the world. Remember when I went to Australia for my title fight? Trust me when I say you do not want to get in the ring with a kangaroo. It wasn't until my victory dinner with the Sultan that I realized top shelf caviar doesn't agree with me. But I was covered. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm teaching your cousin how to use a flamethrower.
Medical cover anywhere in the world. CG Atlantic Medical and Life. Good like that.
Welcome to your Wednesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports after 5 days of competition. The Father Marshall Peters Basketball Championships tipping off earlier today at the Kendall G. Lysick Gymnasium. Scores in from the games in primary girls, it would be the Temple Christian Sons getting past the Xavier's Lower School Giants 42-33. In primary boys, it would be a showdown between Freedom Baptist Academy and the Temple Christian Sons. This time, the Sons would come up on the losing end as the squad coached by Nate the Great McKinney defeat TC 44-36. And in the intermediate girls, it would be a rivalry renewed between the S.C. McPherson Sharks and the D.W. Davis Royals. This one would not be much of a contest, though, as the Royals would lead from start to finish to take the game 43-26. Still on hoops, one of our Bahamian NBA stars receiving recognition for his charitable endeavors over the past year. Los Angeles Lakers center DeAndre Ayton has been named the NBA Cares Bob Lanier Community Assist Award winner for November. Ayton is being recognized for his leadership in hurricane relief efforts in Jamaica and for creating programs that promote food access and cultural equity for underrepresented youth in Los Angeles. The NBA and MBPA Foundation will donate $20,000 to Ayton's foundation in his honor. Now in July, Ayton and the AFF reopened the Cedar Spring Community Center in St. Elizabeth Parish, Jamaica, his mother's hometown, turning it into a hub for education, health, and recreation. And following Hurricane Melissa, Ayton immediately mobilized relief efforts, committing $100,000 to rebuilding and using the Cedar Spring Community Center as an emergency shelter and distribution hub. From the collegiate basketball ranks, two Bahamians facing off last night as Lou Rawls' Tum Tum Nair, serving as an assistant coach for the Bowling Green Falcons, will take on Corey Sands and the Chicago State Cougars. It'll be the Falcons, though, escaping with the 76-55 win and improving to 8-3 on the year. As for Sands, he'd finished the game with 3 points in 28 minutes of game time. In powerlifting news, a Bahamian duo competing at the International Drug-Free Powerlifting Association 2025 Open and Masters World Championships in Seoul, Korea this past week. The contingent from the JKS powerlifting team of Shane Monker and Alicia Turner-Bain continued their quest to qualify for the USA Powerlifting Raw Nationals in 2026. The team was coached by Juwan Saunders and Indira Gibson. As for Turner-Bain, she competed in the 90-kilogram category, successfully completing 8 of her 9 lifts. She attained 2 all-time PRs in the squat and deadlift and a platform PR in the bench press. As for Monker, he competed in the men's 125-kilo category, a second competition in less than 2 months, but reached just shy of his platform. In tennis news, the coveted Balmar Tennis Cup returned to the Balmar Resort this weekend for a 6th year. It was held at the John McEnroe Tennis Facility. The annual tennis affair featured a number of current and former professional players, including Bahamian Mark Knowles, John McEnroe, Jessica Pegula, Victoria Azarenka, Tommy Paul, and James Blake. Professional players engaged in exhibition matchups and a celebrity pro-am tennis tournament for the weekend. It closed out with a kids clinic. The tennis extravaganza raised over $300,000, with proceeds going towards the Bahamas Foundation and the Mark Knowles Tennis Initiative. And that's been a look at your sports on this Wednesday. I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out until tomorrow.
Your home is your sanctuary. The last thing you need to worry about is rodents. Once they enter your property, they can be tough to get out. If you're concerned about rodents, call Rent-A-Kill Initial. We offer the latest, most effective treatment for safe, fast, and long-lasting results. From prevention to elimination, our integrated approach guarantees protection. For rodent control you can trust, there's only one name in the Bahamas: Rent-A-Kill Initial.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting TingsyBahamas.com.
With our adoption by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
We figured that we could use the First Bahamas branch of Toastmasters Club 1600, an all-male club that specializes and focuses on developing young men for leadership through communication.
This program has grown and has impacted our school in such a positive way that I don't think we'll ever have them leave us.
Too often, instead of us looking within, we look outside for someone to blame. Go take a look in the mirror. Instead of trying to identify what the problems are, let's try and figure out how we become a part of the solution.
We are teaching these children how to dream beyond their community.
Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
Suddenly, it's just occurred to me that we are a week away from Christmas Eve. Well, anyway, let's get a check of tonight's weather forecast. For that, we say good evening to Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean.
Good evening, Carvel. We have that starlight front boundary across the southeast Bahamas, providing a bit of cloud cover there and even a few showers in the vicinity of Crooked Island and Ackless. As we go to our live weather radar, you can see those showers right there, and they are sitting pretty much stationary, and they will be there for another hour or so before it eventually wastes away. And temperatures around the Palm Islands, Marshall, Barbacoa at 72, 71 in Green Tool Key, and also in Freeport, Grand Bahama, the Berry Islands, 75, outside Bimini, 78 degrees, 73 in Harbor Island. Roxanne, Eleuthera, 76, 77 in Outer Starkey Island, also Black Point, Exuma, Kemp Space, Orlando's, Fresh Creek, Central Orlando's, 1 degree lower at 76 degrees, 76 also in Georgetown, Exuma, more 77 showing up in Rumkey and San Salvador. A little warmer as we go into the southeastern parts of the country. Ragged Island, 80 degrees. Also Clarence Sound, Long Island, and Crooked Island at 80, 78 in Betsy Bay, Maguana, and Ackless. Matthewtown, Unagua, 82, and the Turks and Caicos Islands also at 82 degrees. And your forecast tonight, partly cloudy, breezy, and warm with a couple of showers still looking around. Low temperature around 73 degrees. And tomorrow, partly sunny, still breezy. High temperature climbing up to 80 degrees. And the extended weather forecast, beautiful weather right through the weekend, despite the fact that we have a weak front system that will push through on Friday evening, practically unnoticed, and that will keep those daytime temperatures in the low 80s, nighttime temperatures very comfortable, upper 60s to low 70s. Carvel.
Basil, it looks like a warm Christmas ahead. That is the way the news unfolded this Wednesday night. I'm Corval Pfeiffer, and for all of us, take care, be well, and remember, we will be looking to see you again right back here tomorrow evening. Good night.
the slopes with babes in tight pants. Fa la 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 la. Carlton's gone. I get some romance. Fa la.